Welcome to the Fieldhouse.
Here we go. We're back. Sorry I missed you last week. We not much going on, so we decided to skip a week, take a vacation. I got just got back from the gym, so if I look sweaty, I'm sorry. It's also toasty. It's like 30 degrees outside, but it was 70 the other day, so we don't know what to do with the air condition. Do y'all get this weather in Georgia, Smitty? Are y'all pretty consistent?
Pretty consistent. It stays around like 60.
Yeah, we had a beautiful Wednesday and Thursday, and then I don't know what happened. But
It's 30 there right now.
No, I exaggerated. It's 40, but it's raining 40, so it might as well be 30. You know,
That's cold.
It feels like 35, if that tells you anything. I'm not a meteorologist, but yeah. Anyways, we're recording on Tuesday. This will probably be released Thursday. So a lot's happened today as of Tuesday. We'll dive into it. We're going to talk a little bit about NFL free agency. Okay, get into some crazy stuff that's happened today. And kind of talk about that. We'll dive into some conference tournaments started tonight. Really, the conference tournament started this weekend with some smaller conferences. I think Murray State was the first one to punch a ticket. Talk about that. Talk about how college baseball may save baseball. And then I'm going to give you – I saw the Batman this weekend.
I did too.
We'll talk about it. We'll give a review.
Okay.
I got a lot of funny stories about that. So let's dive right in. NFL free agency. Today has been pretty crazy. I say crazy. It's not really been crazy, but it's been very, very overwhelming. The past, like I think there was probably
it was like in a short period, like in a couple hours.
Yeah.
Just so much happened.
Like a 2-hour span. And so the first one that I want to talk about, I want to hear your take, and I'm going to give you my take on it. So the first one I think I saw, and I might have saw it this morning or last night, I can't really remember, but it was that the Carolina Panthers are willing to hear trade offers for Christian McCaffrey. How do you feel about that? Don't think about fantasy football. Just think if you're a general manager, think of that.
I like it. I like trying to move away from him.
I do too.
He never plays a full season.
Yeah. That's my thing. Yes, he is. And I think I said this past fantasy draft season was why are you going for him when you don't? Yes, he might put up a lot of points for you first couple of weeks, but he never plays a full year.
He's very, 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 very good, but your best ability is availability, and he hasn't shown that.
Yeah,
recently.
So that was the first one I saw, and I was like, okay, go for it. Why not try to see what you can get for it?
Try to get a quarterback out of it.
Yeah,
that would be worth it.
Anything would be better than him being hurt and not really seeing him touch the field. So I'm glad we agree on that. I think depending on who you are, I think most people think like that, but I don't know. That was my take on it. Good for the Panthers. Move on, find something, and see what you can get for them. Draft picks, whatever. Okay, and then we get into the first big news was Aaron Rodgers is staying with the Packers, not retiring. I think you said he's either going to retire or stay with the Packers, right? I think you said that a couple of shows ago.
Yeah.
So you're right. So I'll let Adam Schefter obviously reported that he was going to be the highest paid NFL player in history. I think it was like four. No, not Adam Schefter.
It was Ian Rappaport.
Rappaport, yes. I think it was like 4 years, $200 million, and something crazy like $150 million guaranteed. That's a lot of money guaranteed. Like, what the heck? But he came out and said
it's not true.
Not true. Okay, so that's what I thought. I saw his post about it.
Yeah, so how it happened, he called Pat McAfee this morning and said, all right, I've made my decision. You're the first person to know. I'm staying with the Packers. No deal has been made. I haven't signed anything. And Pat tweets it, says it on a show, and then like 2 minutes later, all the insiders apparently have this number. $200 million, 153 guaranteed, 4-year deal. And then it came out like there's that deal was mentioned, but it was never signed and it was never agreed upon. So the deal is not real. It's not right. And a couple of insiders have taken that down. But all we know that so far is that he's staying. We don't know how long he's staying or what he's getting paid.
Nice. So that's what I thought when I first saw them. I was like, 100, 4 years, 200 million. That's a lot, but 150 million guaranteed. Like, holy cow! Like, you're set for forever.
Yeah. And it just didn't make sense because he's been wanting control about like keeping players and like keeping his friends and having more say so. And then he flips and says like, people are thinking that he wants this 200 million deal. Like that just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, because obviously, if you want to keep some of your weapons.
Like a cap-friendly deal.
You're not gonna be able to do that. So he's staying. MVP. What, a Super Bowl, NFC championship. He's got a lot. He can still
4-time MVP.
Yeah, 4-time MVP.
Runner-up. Yeah.
I don't know. I think this past year I put a future on him probably right before the playoffs started. I had a lot of confidence in him. And not in him, but in the Packers. So I thought the Packers were going away. If they can keep some of their weapons, who knows? Maybe we can see it. I did see where Devontae Adams is going to have to get tagged.
He's getting tagged. Was that like 18, somewhere around there, million?
Yeah. I just saw it. But, that's one of his big weapons. So we'll see what happens there. I don't know. It's I really wasn't shocked when I saw it. I figured
it was either retirement or return.
Yeah. He had one of those he had a weird year where it didn't seem like he cared. Not really that care about football or winning, but he just had, talk about like media wise, like I thought he was doing a good thing. Kind of like brushing off everything, just playing football. And he did, and he won MVP. He looked great. He actually, I think in the past years, since we've been doing this for about a year or so now, or 2 years, 2 years maybe, I was never a big fan of him, but this year coming into it, I started to like him. I think it was his attitude towards a lot of things. I was like, you know what? He's an interesting guy.
He's very interesting.
But Green Bay stuck with him. Let's see what happens with Adams. I'm sure he'll stay now that Rodgers is staying. So we'll see. It should be a fun year. But I'm glad he came out and said something to kind of clear it up.
Yeah.
I'm sure he liked the attention there for a little bit. But he's a good guy. So he's staying. And then what? An hour or two, maybe
2 hours.
2 hours later, the Russell Wilson news breaks. I think you texted me. I hadn't even seen anything yet. Russell Wilson to the Broncos.
My first take on it is like, they wanted Aaron Rodgers bad. As soon as they saw that he was not leaving, he was staying, they cooked something up real quick to get Russell Wilson.
Yeah. The Broncos have a lot of younger athletes that, maybe we can say something special happened.
New coaching regime. Lord.
Who's taking over for them again?
Nathaniel oh my God, what's that? Am I having a stroke?
Maybe.
Nathaniel Hackett's the quarterback coach for the Packers last year.
From the Packers, right? So we'll see. What's the? I can't think of his name. I know he's a Jared Judy. Was he the one that?
Yeah, wide receiver out of Alabama.
Yeah, was he the one that was tweeting today? Or what receiver was that?
Yeah, he tweeted like a sad crying face a couple of days ago, and then today he was like, "Oh, it's going to be all right."
Today, it was actually he tweeted it today. I'm assume after the Aaron Rodgers news, he tweeted like the little, I don't know, like is that been like, what I'm talking about? And then 6 hours later, so about an hour later, he said, "Oh, we lit," fire emoji, and then smiley face emoji. So it looked like he was hoping they'd get Aaron Rodgers. They didn't. They got a pretty good quarterback. Russell Wilson. I mean, when we're talking about MVPs or whatever, he's usually in the conversation. They were actually showing highlights a while ago when I was on the Stairmaster. I'm not bragging, but I did a Stairmaster.
Nice.
they showed like a few plays, and I was like, holy cow! Like, it's like, 'cause, sometimes you don't see him because whatever games you get in your region, but he was like some of the plays he made. I was like, oh my god! Like there was one where the ball was snapped way over his head. He ran for it, slid and dove on it, got up, juked a defensive tackle, and then threw it downfield, almost scored a touchdown. I was like, oh, not many people can do that. So, athletic quarterback, young athletic team, maybe a good offensive mind as the head coach.
Good playmaker is what he is.
Good playmaker. Speaking of the Broncos, did you see where Von Miller put on his Instagram story? Maybe he said,
yeah, he was tweeting about it
58,
yesterday.
or he said, "You think they'll let me get my old number back?" And obviously he was wearing the Denver jersey. So
then he tweeted 528 hashtag 5280, which is how many feet's in a mile and Mile High Stadium. Denver's a Mile High Stadium.
So he's playing the game, I guess. I don't know.
He's going back.
So I wonder why he's going back. Was it why did he leave in the first place?
So I think the Broncos are like, Vaughn, look, we stink this year.
Yeah.
That we're not going to make a run for it. We're getting offers from LA. We'll send you out on a year. Go do your thing. Go win a ring. Yeah. After that, after they get you for that rental, we'll take you back. You can retire here.
Yeah.
Because he was shocked when he got traded to the Rams.
Yeah.
He was very emotional. He loves Denver.
Yeah. So he goes back. Defense maybe can step it up. I'm trying to find. Okay, so the Broncos trade Drew Lock. Wow. Noah Fant.
Tight end. Yeah.
Shelby Harris, 2 first-round picks, 9 overall, 2 second-round picks, and a 5th-round pick. For Russell Wilson.
It's a lot.
Okay. That's a lot, yeah. They get Drew Lock. Maybe
they'll draft a quarterback at the 9th spot.
Yeah, they'll have to. They might can get somebody. And honestly, if you look at the draft board, the best quarterback in the draft could still be available at 9. If that makes sense. They could. I mean, if you think of it, I just don't. I have to look at the draft list. There's not a quarterback in that draft room, in my opinion, that I'd waste a top 5 pick on.
Yeah. I would agree. Not top 5.
Not top 5. Top 10, maybe. I mean, obviously, if you're the
how bad do you need one is the question.
How bad do you need one? Who's their backup quarterback now? I couldn't even tell.
The Seahawks?
Yeah.
Is it Geno?
I think it is Geno.
He came in when Russell got that finger injury this year.
Yeah. So do you stick with him? Do you find somebody? I don't know. I mean, it depends on how bad you need one or how bad you want one. I'm not saying that. Like, who do you think the best quarterback in the draft right now? Just in your opinion. Yes, Geno Smith and then Jacob Eason, by the way.
Okay.
So right now
Jacob got traded this year.
So right now they have Drew Lock, Geno Smith, and Jacob Eason. On ESPN, it's listed as Drew Lock's a starter, just so you know.
After watching the combine, Malik Willis stands out to me.
Malik Willis, also and it's I didn't think anything of it. If he was going pro or not, but the dude from Cincinnati,
Desmond Ridder.
Yeah, he didn't look terrible. I think he's got good size. I don't know what could happen, but
he does have good size. He's a big boy.
Yeah. By the way, Broncos are currently 12-1 to win a Super Bowl. Just if you want to hop on that today, pretty good odds. So I don't know if you need one that bad. Maybe you can draft one, and who knows? Just put them in, let them play. Learn from a vet like Geno Smith, the do's and the don'ts. Who knows? I'm curious that I was hoping. A part of me felt like Russell was going to stay just because he seems like a
lifer.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say a loyal because I'm not saying he's not loyal for leaving because you never know situations. But
Right.
he seems like one of those where he would like to stay, work things out, and kind of keep going. Man, I would love to see him in a Saints jersey. Would that have been nice? We don't have we
Saints
can't
ain't,
afford.
ain't got no money for nothing.
Yeah, yeah. I did see a rumor today that Tyrann Mathieu apparently wants to go play in New Orleans.
Yeah, he's shopping free agency right now.
So there you go. That'd be good. Be a nice little pickup. What else in free agency today? More to come. Who else is still a free agent? I know Marcus Mariota. I'm trying to think of quarterbacks. Marcus Mariota. Mitch Trubisky.
Yeah, Mr. Trubisky. They're talking about him getting a starting job somewhere.
Yeah, I think after the Bills and him coming in off the bench when needed, didn't look bad. Looked pretty good. Looked better than he did at Chicago. A lot of people are blaming Nagy for that. So it is what it is. You got Marcus Mariota, Trubisky. You know, maybe they'll be picked up somewhere. I don't know. Jameis Winston too, right? I think he's a free agent.
I don't think so.
I can't remember. I just saw his name pop up on one of them. So
what's his name? Chris Godwin with Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Chris Godwin.
He got tagged today.
He did because they couldn't reach a deal. I remember seeing that now.
So today was the tag deadline, so nobody else will get tagged
Okay.
after this. So all the tags are out.
I was trying to think quarterback wise. Overall wise, I think the two biggest names are gone. After that, you got Chris Godwin, who I think is an incredible wide receiver. Who else? There was a couple. There was a running back. I want to say it was Melvin Gordon. Anywho, but yeah. So obviously the two big names are gone: Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson. Jameis Winston is a free agent.
Okay, wow.
Yeah, he's on the list now.
They haven't reached a deal yet, have they?
Armstead is a tackle. He's a free agent. Von Miller, Marcus Williams. Oh, a lot of Saints. Tyrann Mathieu. I'm trying to who's a running back I'm thinking of. I will find them. But yes, I'm looking at the list, and those are obviously the two big names. DJ Chark. DJ Chark.
Jaguars.
Yeah. Man, it's hard to believe that he's been. Oh yeah, so a lot of just defensive players left, a couple quarterbacks, but
there's going to be a lot of trades this year.
Yeah, I
think not a lot of free agency, but a lot of trades will happen.
Yeah, which is fine. We always get a kick out like NBA trade deadline and stuff, and NFL sometimes it can be pretty good. So what else? Let's talk a little bit. Not really talk about. Let's just. So this past weekend, it was some classic of a baseball classic. I think it was like the West. I don't know what it's called. Anyways, college baseball took over MLB Network, which is kind of funny in my opinion. You had I know LSU played Oklahoma, Texas, and Baylor. All four of those teams are ranked pretty high, so it was kind of. I watched a little bit of it, not much. I wish I could find somebody to explain to me what's going on in MLB because I'm gonna be honest, I really don't know what it is. I don't keep up with it that much. Like, are they? I don't know. But I think I sent you this picture. But it was I think it was the commissioner for the MLB, Rob Manfred or whatever his name is, right after, like moments after he came out last week or the week before and said that obviously the opening series are going to be canceled because they can't reach an agreement for whatever. He's like backstage or something, and he's practicing his golf swing. And I was like, that's not a good look. For you, Smitty, you probably loved it.
Yeah, anytime you got any free time you got to work on your golf swing is a good time to work on your golf swing. Yeah. I got back that. But the video of him like last week laughing like hysterically before he goes on, that's not a good look at all.
Not at all. Like I said, maybe we can like call somebody and tell them to like pretty much explain to me the MLB lockout like I'm 5. Because I like all I keep saying is the shift rule. They're trying to do something with the shift rule and they can't agree on something like that, or I don't know. I'm sure there's more to it than what I'm seeing, but
So I don't know what a bargaining agreement is, but it's over this bargaining agreement.
okay.
So it's like Major League Baseball's bargaining agreement expired. I guess it's with the players' union, something to do with the players' union. The players want a new one or something, and the teams want a new one, but the commissioner doesn't, and they're locking out until there's an agreement made.
Gotcha.
So I'll have to look at what a
I'm
bargaining
assuming
agreement
it
is.
has something to do with money, right? It has to. It's always money.
Something with the players' union and probably
Okay.
pay.
I'm gonna find somebody. I work with ex MLB baseball player. I'm gonna ask him. I'm sure he knows. I'm just like, hey, explain this to me like I'm 4, not even 5.
We need to have somebody on the show just explain it.
Yeah, we need an MLB person. I don't even know. I mean, I don't know. So that's that. But college baseball took over MLB Network. Kind of fun to see. Maybe saving baseball. Once basketball ends and baseball will be on a lot more. It's a good time of the year. Okay. This week conference tournament start. I think today's Tuesday. There was ACC started tonight. Maybe the Big 12. SEC starts Wednesday. I think Ole Miss plays Missouri. I think that was like not the play-in game. Kind of like a play-in game, a bubble game, I guess you could call it. Man, last week I think I did 3 picks Saturday, and I went 1 for 3. Didn't do well. The Texas, man, I thought I had Texas overtime. You know, you can't.
I mean, it's not your fault that Duke can't.
Yeah, I mean, come on,
Come on.
Anybody, because I'm gonna be honest with you. I watched North Carolina play one game one night just out of boredom, and they look pretty good. They were splashing the 3 ball. So I was like, you know what, this has to be somewhat rigged. I mean, come on, like Coach K's last game, obviously at a last home game.
Yeah.
Duke's gonna walk all over them. Like, come on. I mean, Duke's pretty good. I still have a future down on them. But North Carolina comes in there and pretty much beats them by 10 or so. It was a close game. It wasn't close. It happens though.
He was not happy.
Yeah. I lost faith in Duke. I did see where Duke wanted to do the handshake before the game to have the ceremony at the end, not interfere with that. I'm like, okay. Like at some point, like he kind of seemed like a selfish person. All that, I'm sure he didn't have much say in it, but I was like you're gonna do all this just for this one man. And I believe it, like he's been there for forever. 42 years?
Something ridiculous, yeah.
That's a long time. And then actually Boeheim from Syracuse. He's been at Syracuse for 46 years.
Jeez.
It's a long time, I wonder what he'll do I wonder if he'll do a farewell tour. No. But tomorrow night, SEC, Georgia, Vanderbilt, and then Missouri and Ole Miss get kicked off, and then we got basketball. So we're right around the corner from March Madness started. I don't want to dive too much in the conference tournament just because by the time this gets out, a lot can change. I am excited to see who wins the Big Ten. I think the Big Ten is going to be the conference to watch this year because they got a lot of heavy hitters. I mean, there's no the Big Ten's mayhem. So that's all. I'm just going to leave that there. What else? Okay, Smitty, I do want to say this. So the Big 12 won the I think the regular season basketball, the regular season, whatever. They were the regular season champions. So this past sports year, Baylor won the Big 12 in football. They won the Big 12 in women's basketball, and they won the Big 12 in men's basketball. So when you think of the Big 12, what's the first school you think of?
I'm lost.
When
Texas,
you think of the Texas, right? I mean, I think of Texas just because they have, the Longhorn Network. It's Texas. But Baylor's an elite school. I mean, you think of everything in the past with Art Briles is another story, by the way. They were always a decent football team. They've always been a decent basketball team. I think their baseball team's even ranked in the top 10. So Baylor's an elite school. That's pretty incredible. Sorry, that was off topic, but I just saw that picture and I was like, holy cow, like I didn't even, that's pretty crazy to think about. What else? Any other sports news that we missed before we go into our the Batman review?
Calvin Ridley.
How did I forget? All right, so this week, I guess it was Monday, I get a Shefty notification that Calvin Ridley has been suspended a full year for betting on games. He did it didn't really clarify how many times, but apparently he was placing parlays when he wasn't with the team, obviously. Because remember, he left because of a
Personal
non-injury,
reasons,
non-injury, something like that. So he was doing his thing or whatever. I thought maybe, he was just relaxing on the beach, getting some help or whatever. But no, turns out he was just in the casino. How do you feel about this situation? Because I think we're going to have the same feeling. I think most everybody has the same feeling. But what's your take on the whole Calvin Ridley suspended for 17 games, pretty much?
First off, you can't do it. Like, you can't.
Yeah.
It's like one of the biggest no-nos for active players. So my problem is my problem is not the suspension. It's how the NFL has handled every other kind of incident suspension. So like, say you suspend him for 1 or 2 games. That's nothing. They're going to keep betting because they can make that money, that game check up with a couple bets, right?
Uh-huh.
You have to do something, make a statement about it. But like, make a statement about everything that you don't agree with, that's bad with the league, right?
Yeah.
So like, I saw this tweet that was like, Ray Rice beating his fiance, got 2 games.
Mm-hmm.
Adrian Peterson, felony child, 6 games. Greg Hardy beat his girlfriend, 10 games, got reduced down to 4 games. Ezekiel Elliott hit a woman, 6 games. Josh Gordon smoking weed, 6 seasons. Calvin Ridley, 17 games for using FanDuel. It wasn't FanDuel, but it was Hard Rock, whatever. But like, come on, like,
yeah,
it's just.
I agree with that 100%. I mean,
you have to make a statement to show like, hey, we cannot be doing this. We cannot be betting on games as active players. Way too much money's on the line. People fixing games. We could ruin the whole league, right?
Yeah.
But like, okay, suspend them for a year, but like, suspend these other players for like way more than.
Yeah. No, I agree with that 100%. It's the fact that, and it was posted on our TikTok, he pretty much bet like $1,500.
$1,500.
And he's going to end up losing
$11 million
just for being suspended the entire season. So you got to pick your battles there. And this was, it's something with, obviously sports betting's become more mainstream. Like you see it, you got kiosk in stadiums and the whole 9 yards. And it's something about, they'll allow this stuff, but professional sports, like, it all goes back to Pete Rose too. Like, Pete Rose can't get in the Hall of Fame because he bet on games. Same thing with here. Like, there's all, I feel like the major sports leagues always have to like make it a hit piece. And I don't know why. I can see where you're upset it could ruin the league. And I forgot who made the point. I think it was. Shoot, how many I think it was. But anyways, they were upset because he got suspended a whole season, but yet there's owners and general managers who are paying coaches to tank.
That was
Which
my
is-
yeah.
Which is, tanking and fixing games is
It's the same thing.
It's yeah.
That one rubbed me the wrong way. Like
Yeah.
we're supposed to sweep this under the rug that an owner was paying a coach to lose games on purpose,
Yeah.
which has every effect of sports betting.
Yeah.
And we're supposed to sweep that under the rug, give him another job, act like nothing's crazy, and take this player who set out half of the season, decided to throw $1,500 on a couple games, take him out, make him lose $11 million.
Yeah. It's a very, very, very corrupt business. The sharks eat and the fish swim, I guess. Is that a good analogy? I don't know. But no, it's crazy. I don't understand it. It's all about the money, and I mean, in my opinion, suspend them 3 games, make them pay a fine, and then there you go. Let them do it, because people are doing this no matter what. Like, I'm sure if somebody,
there's active players betting right now.
I'm sure Dak Prescott has a man on his payroll that goes and puts money on games. Like, hey, I'm feeling good this week, or whatever. And they're going and placing bets under somebody.
Yeah, do it through a bookie on a different name. Don't go to a legal mobile website and put your legal name down.
Yeah, and also, like, I mean, it might make it more fun for them. Like, hey, let's see, who can I use? Oh, okay, I'm Tua Tagovailoa.
Hey, you know that.
Tua, I'm Tua. Okay. Let's see, we are a 6-point underdog against the Bills. Just throwing out there. I'm going to go put $10,000 on we're going to cover, so +6. Now, this might make me play better, Now, $10,000 for a lot of these guys is nothing, but make it challenging. And they do it, and he got caught. Did it ever say how he got caught? Was there ever like a...
Yeah, he went to the Hard Rock. It's called the Hard Rock Casino or Hard Rock betting app or something like that in Florida. Yeah. And it's a mobile app. He just put his name down, and these betting sites have a generating system that, like, when famous people or like athletes' names hit this bank, it alerts them, and then that company sends. So he just used his name in a legal website.
Yeah, and I did see where he did place a bet on the Falcons. So
yeah, to beat the Jaguars.
And I don't know how you feel about it, but he wasn't playing. I don't know. It's a lot of. It's a very opinionated thing. I saw people tweeting about it. There's that one guy. Gosh, I'm not good with names at all. But he was saying we might as well make it legal for players to do that. And no, you can't do that because of the whole. You can just blow a game, You shoot, a lot of times you just take yourself out, and then that screws the whole game. So,
do you see?
It shouldn't be legal.
Do you see Manuel Acho's?
That's what I'm talking about. Yes.
Okay. He made a whole highlight clip and like edited it himself about like Calvin Ridley was throwing games. Look at this. Like, that was ridiculous.
Yeah. I have a lot of opinions on Emmanuel Acho.
I think a lot of people have a lot of opinions on him.
I think I tweeted this one time, but the scene in 22 Jump Street where they're doing the poetry slam?
Oh, yeah.
He's like waving my hands, talking loud. That's literally Emmanuel Acho. Like, he
about every topic,
and he sounds very smart. And he will raise his voice, and then he'll stop, and then he'll continue to make it seem like he knows what he's talking about. And it drives me nuts when I see him talk to anybody, because he's like, I think one time, and I think I heard this on part of my take, but he said that it was something to do with like marijuana in the Olympics. He was like, people who you don't want somebody throwing the javelin. And he like, because he goes, it could become dangerous. Well, honestly, if you're smoking marijuana, you probably don't want to throw a javelin. Like, Now, if someone was on crack or speed or something, then you might want to watch it. But I doubt somebody throwing the javelin. But, he's just he's like a New York Times bestseller, and I'm just like, I don't know what it is.
I don't know where he gets his takes. They come from somewhere else.
That's on, and I know that's his job is to do that.
Yeah.
Stuff to irritate people because it's literally all he does.
Yeah.
His brother's not. I think he has a brother on.
Yeah, Sam. He does college.
He does. Yeah, he's not.
He's good. He's good.
He's pretty good. But no, he's. It drives me nuts. Matter of fact, I had to block him today on Twitter. I was like, I'm sick of seeing stuff about this guy. I really am. But that's that. But yeah, Calvin Ridley. It's a bad look on the NFL. Yeah, suspend them, fine them, do whatever. 17 games for betting when we have people out here literally murdering people and getting suspended for less games. I don't know. It's just it's a weird business, and I guess that's why we're not in the business. So that's that. Anything else? Sports wise? No?
Oh,
One more thing.
Freak of nature, Jordan Davis's combine. Do you see that?
Yeah, that was insane.
Whew. His official time came out to like 4:79.
6'6", 340?
Yeah, 341.
341. Yeah, and it was actually, it was like 4.76.
Yeah, his official. It's absolutely ridiculous.
That's insane. He must have they I know I remember them talking about in the season them wanting him to get like under 350 and he didn't. So he was playing football 350 plus.
Yeah.
So I guess he's been cutting. It's cutting season. And man, 347 moving at that speed, that's crazy.
I was lucky enough to see him in person for all the home games this year. He looks that fast too. That's what's scary. It's like you see him cutting across the field making a tackle. It's like he should not be moving that fast.
Yeah. And then they had another defensive tackle do like a 4.
Yeah, the guy who lines up on the other side.
It was 4.7 though, wasn't he?
He's a little bit smaller.
A little bit smaller. Yeah, I guess Georgia, pretty good team this past year, you could say.
Nakobe didn't run, did he?
I don't think he did.
I couldn't find any of his stuff.
I didn't see it. He was posting about Jordan Davis, but I don't ever see he ran. A lot like him, Derek Stingley, a lot of those big names, they didn't do much in the combine. Why would you? I mean,
yeah, you got a pro day. Do a pro day.
You got a pro day. You got your people there more comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
No, absolutely insane. You think he's going to be I think he's always going to be a first round pick, don't you think?
Oh, obviously.
But is he going to be a top 10 pick?
We're talking about Jordan or Nakobe?
Jordan. No, Nakobe should be the first linebacker drafted, I think, top 5, in my opinion. Maybe top 10.
Jordan Davis goes top 10.
You think so? I think so, too. I think you got somebody like that can run that fast. You might as well get him while they're up there because he's pretty good. Get him in shape. Now, obviously, Alabama exposed him in the SEC championship game, but that's another story. They just had a good game plan.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, that defense is going to be. I'm ready to see the draft board for that defense. Should be pretty incredible to see. I used to watch the combine too. I hadn't really tuned into it this much. I heard they're moving it next year.
They want to.
I think they should. I don't know. Or they probably move LA or Vegas.
Yeah.
New stadiums. Yeah, probably so. All right. What else? I think that's it sports wise. I'm going to tweet some picks this weekend. Actually, when we get closer to time for tomorrow night, I think I have a pick. But tomorrow night I think I have a pick for the SEC, so I'll probably post it. But keep up. Anything else? Oh, Batman. The Batman came out. They came out this weekend, didn't it?
The 4th, yeah.
Opening weekend. All right. So how'd you feel about it, Smitty?
You want my pros or my cons, or how you want to do it?
Give me your overall, and then give me your pros and cons.
So overall, the biggest takeaway is that movie is long.
It was very long.
It's 3 straight hours. There was so many time-consuming things they could have cut down and make it like just a simple car chase. I was like, okay, this is a very long car chase. It shouldn't be this long.
I agree.
I thought, let's see, I'll start with Robert Pattinson. I thought he was a good Batman.
I thought so too.
I liked his voice wasn't too deep. It wasn't too whiny. It was a good spot. He looked good in the bat suit. I think it was good. I think the movie was it's not an origin story, but it was you could definitely tell it was like a 2-year Batman. Like,
yeah,
he made mistakes. He was young. Like, this is not the established Batman that everybody's used to. It's a little bit of different take, but the only thing I had a problem with was how long the movie was.
Yeah, it was very long. No, you're right. There was a couple things that it could have just, cut out. I liked it. I thought he was a good Batman. I liked how dark it was.
It's very dark.
I like how there was just Nirvana playing, and there's that Nirvana song. It's all over TikTok. It's cracking me up. They're just like standing in a window with like black on, just listening to that song. The one thing that made me mad, and Olivia didn't agree with me, but all I saw was his diet and his workout plan for the Batman role. And I didn't watch Twilight. I don't know like what he looked like then. I can kind of like tell a little bit, but I thought he was going to be a little bit muscular than what he was when he was Bruce Wayne. Yes, he had a very like sculpted and cut body. Like, he had great abs. His back muscles were awkwardly weird and big, but like I thought he was going to be a little bit more bulkier. Like at the picture I'm looking at right now, he looks like, okay, he might be a little swole, but he wasn't that swole in the movie. When he was in the bat suit, he looked big, but when he like, there was that one scene with the shirt off, I was like, okay, I thought he was gonna be way more muscular than that.
I kind of like that he wasn't, because it just shows that he was the young Batman, the young Bruce Wayne. No, I think if they build off this Batman, I feel like he's gonna get jacked.
Yeah,
eventually.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm not upset about it. I'm upset that that's all they were hyping it up a little too much.
Well, they always do.
Yeah, they always do.
Then personal trainers can use it as clickbait. Like, here's the Batman workout. Get ripped like Batman.
Yeah, pretty much. Overall, I did like the movie.
Dude, Paul Dano, the guy that plays Riddler.
Yeah,
freaked me out a couple times.
Yeah, especially there was that scene where Batman was looking at him through the window. And like some of the faces he was making, I was like, "What the freak?" He was a freak. No, he was a pretty good Riddler. What was I about to say?
Have you seen the end credit scene?
Is it with like the typing?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
The real website?
Yeah. I saw. It was actually before the movie came out. They released you can go to that website and you got to answer these questions right. And it does something, but I think it's updated since then. I saw it on TikTok. He didn't really explain it, but I saw the video of him doing it. I don't want to spoil anything because it's somewhat new, so I won't dive deep into it. But for a DC movie, I thought it was pretty good. Because I didn't like the how many Justice Leagues were there? Was there 2?
One.
I didn't like it. I don't like the Ben Affleck Batman movies. I didn't like I don't think I've seen Aquaman. Flash. What's the other one? I can't remember. Wonder Woman. Not a fan of the Wonder Woman movies.
This one was a good refresher because it was like it didn't feel like it was in that universe, right? It kind of felt like the Joker movie.
Yeah.
Like it's a DC movie, but it's not a DC movie.
Yeah. Overall for a DC movie, I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was Joe Pesci the whole time playing the Penguin.
Oh, wow.
And turns out it's Colin Farrell with a lot of makeup and a lot of stuff on.
His accent was awesome.
Yeah. He honestly could take that same get up and do an Al Capone movie on the side. I thought it was Al Capone for the longest time. And then the main mafia dude, wasn't that the guy from Oh Brother Where Art Thou?
Yeah, Oh Brother Where Art Thou, Transformers.
The taller one, yeah.
Yeah, he plays Carmine Falcone.
Yeah, I was like, what the heck? I was like, I wish he'd start singing. Hey, I'm looking at the list. He's not even on here. It's kind of weird. Matthew McConaughey is though. Why is Matthew McConaughey on here?
It's weird.
Did he write it? Did
No.
no, but I enjoyed it. It was very long. Um, I think it's going to be set up for a pretty good.
Yeah, it's more of a setup movie. I think that's a
Yeah,
good word
it
to
is.
use.
It will be a setup movie. I think it's going to be a pretty good trilogy, in my opinion.
Do you like him better than
Ben
what's his name?
Affleck
No,
or Christian Bale.
Christian Bale.
I don't see. I like Christian Bale's Bruce Wayne better, but I think I like. I don't know. I didn't like Robert Pattinson's Bruce Wayne.
I've heard a lot of comments like that.
That's what I was thinking about today. I was thinking about this in the shower, which is kind of weird. Think about like all the Batman movies. I guess in our lifetime, the first ones I remember, because I have the trilogy set, was the one with George Clooney. Do you remember those?
Yeah.
And they were like kind of dark, but they were like kind of like neon. I don't know. It was weird. It was you had some big stars in there. I think you had Ben Affleck. Not Ben Affleck. Jim Carrey played the Riddler.
Mm-hmm.
Arnold Schwarzenegger played Mr. Freeze. I'm not gonna be able to think of the chick's name that played Poison Ivy, but you have big names in that movie. And then you have Christian Bale, and those are pretty good. Pretty good movies. Which one was the Joker? Batman, The Dark Knight Rises, or The Dark Knight?
Dark Knight Rises was Bane, right?
Bane, yes.
So it was Batman Begins, Dark Knight Rises.
Okay, so the middle one, right?
Yeah.
Was the Joker. It's a pretty damn good movie.
Yeah, it's very good.
I did see a story where the guy that played the Riddler, Paul Dano, he had trouble sleeping after playing this role. Not a good sign. Looking at the track record for the villains in the Batman movies.
What I liked about it was like it wasn't like movie-ish.
Yeah.
Like how am I trying to say this? Like without spoiling everything. Like the bad things that the Riddler does wasn't like cartoonish, comic-y. It was like this stuff could happen for real.
Yeah, because the only Riddler I remember, like I said, was Jim Carrey, and he had like the green,
very animated. Yeah,
yeah.
This dude was a Cold Stone killer.
Yeah, literally, it was a serial killer in some sense. I thought it was pretty good. I like Catwoman. Was that her name? Was she Catwoman?
Yeah, Zoe Kravitz.
Yeah, she did a pretty good job. Yeah, Lenny Kravitz's daughter. She did a pretty good job. But I did enjoy it. I'm
more excited to see where this goes rather than I am for the first one.
Yeah. You know who I really wish they would get to play the Joker?
Who's that?
William Dafoe.
That's what everybody wants.
I think he could play a really good Joker. Heck, he was a heck of a Green Goblin. Matter of fact, I used to have nightmares of his Green Goblin.
Well, he's got chemistry with Robert Pattinson. They did a movie together where they
Really?
Yeah, the whole movie is in one room in a lighthouse. That's the whole movie, just them two.
Oh,
yeah. So they've worked a lot together.
That's gotta be awkward.
I forgot the name of it.
I think it was a good setup movie. The next, if they do a trilogy, I think the next two movies are pretty good. I'm curious to see. I'm sure they've already started working on them, right? You would think, as long as these take. And then they got Black Adam coming out with The Rock. I hope that's a good movie.
I know nothing about it.
I don't either. I just saw the commercial. So we'll see. That's another DC movie too, I believe. So who knows? Should be pretty good though. It's hard to beat the Avenger movies and like.
There you go. Say it. Marvel.
Don't
get me started with this Doctor Strange movie. We can have a whole separate podcast about breakdown of that movie coming out.
Yeah. So have you seen the other Doctor Strange movies?
There's only been one.
So there's only one. Okay. So I haven't seen it. And
Lord,
this one looks pretty good. I thought, and I could be wrong, it could end up being somebody else, but I thought I saw a glimpse of the Fantastic Four member, the fire dude. What was his name? The Flaming Torch? The Torch?
Played
Flaming
by
Torch?
Chris Evans.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw the Flaming Torch in one of the scenes in the trailer. So I know there was rumors that merge in or something. I don't know, but
Do you watch the whole trailer?
yes,
The newest one?
yes. What?
Then you saw the big reveal.
What was it? I don't remember.
Sir
It's a
Patrick,
trailer.
Sir Patrick Stewart.
Yeah. Okay, I do. That's what I thought I heard him. So yeah, the X-Men, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I figured
He's
that
part of the
was-
Illuminati, but that's a whole different story. Whole different story.
Oh God. No, I'm curious. It seems like it could be pretty good. But yeah, Batman. I give it a. I'm gonna give it a 6.4 out of 10.
Oh, I'll give it an 8 out of 10.
Yeah, I don't want to go too high.
The soundtrack and the explosions, the action kind of stuff
Yeah.
made up for a lot of it.
Yeah. I also, sorry, I want to keep drinking this out, but I also kind of liked. Oh, there was a couple things that confused me. One was his house. It looked very old compared to what the city they were living in. It was like kind of like haunted housey kind of vibes. The second thing I liked was, yes, he had a bat cave, and he had some of the high tech stuff. He had like the eyeball thing. I also like his motorcycle and his Batmobile wasn't as advanced as you would think, kind of like the Christian Bale one. So maybe we'll see some, maybe we'll see get things get better for that.
Yeah, it just shows how young he is right now, which is cool.
Exactly. Which I liked. It didn't really dive into something. It was a good little setup. Of course, you said that, but overall, I thought it was pretty good. The cast was good. Well, here's the thing. I was going in with very low expectations, so it surpassed the expectations I had going into it.
That's good. I was the opposite. I went in thinking this was going to be the best Batman.
Really?
And I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, was The Dark Knight a DC movie? I don't think it was.
Well, yeah, if it's a Batman, that's
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I don't, I guess then I didn't really pay attention. But no, I had low expectations, and I went in, it was better than I thought. The Riddler was pretty good. He made the movie. So that's that. And Zoe Kravitz, she did pretty good. But I liked it. It wasn't too bad. Anything else? What are we missing? Anything? All right, sweet. We'll keep you updated. We'll post pics. Be sure to keep following us on Instagram, Twitter, like us on Facebook. There's this cool little feature on Facebook where every time Smitty posts the episode, it posts to our Facebook automatically, and you can listen right on Facebook. So if you don't have Spotify, Apple Podcast, YouTube, you can listen to it on Facebook. Follow us, like us, share us, listen to us, and we enjoy spending our time with you every week. See you next week, guys.